How I tricked my brain to like doing difficult stuff. Would you like to do hard things? Obviously, no one likes to do hard things. Our mind always runs away from those activities that require hard work and consistent efforts. But have you ever thought about why it is so hard to do things that we know we should be doing to improve our lives? It's very simple to do things that we shouldn't like. It's very easy to scroll down your social media, and it's very hard to study consistently or go to the gym. Even though we know the benefits of studying or going to the gym, and we also know that we are wasting so much time on social media, but there are still some people, even in your class or in your office, who always remain motivated doing their work. This raises the question, is there any way to make a difficult task easy? Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about how you can trick your brain into liking doing hard things. Understanding dopamine. This would be very hard to get the answer without understanding the brain neurotransmitter called dopamine. In simple words, dopamine is a feel-good hormone because it gives you a pleasant feeling. So it gives you the motivation to do things when you're feeling good. Dopamine is the element of your reward system. As a human, our brains are hardwired to look for behavior that releases dopamine in our reward system. When you're doing any pleasurable activity, your brain releases a large amount of dopamine. You really feel good, and therefore, you like to seek more of that feeling. Dopamine is actually a type of monoamine neurotransmitter. Your brain produces it, and your nervous system uses it to transmit messages between nerve cells. Therefore, it acts as a chemical messenger. Now, the interesting part is that dopamine plays a significant role in our body functions, like movement, memory, pleasurable reward, devotion, learning, lactation, motivation, and our ability to think and plan. It also helps us in concentrating on things. Our body has a biological homeostasis system, which is a self-regulating process by which the biological system tends to maintain stability while adjusting to conditions that are optimal for living. But there is another way homeostasis establishes itself, and that is through tolerance. And it's not much different from dopamine. Our body tries to keep homeostasis, so it down controls our dopamine receptors. Ultimately, our brain becomes used to preserving the high amount of dopamine, and those levels become usual. Now, this is a huge problem in our daily routine because we always prefer to do those things that give us pleasure, which means that these activities give us more dopamine, and therefore we like to crave more and more. On the other hand, we don't want to do those things that don't give us as much dopamine. That's the reason that we like to waste hours browsing on social media, and we don't like to study to get good marks. Dopamine detox is the solution. There's one thing that can help you get out of this situation, which is performing a dopamine detox. Doing a dopamine detox is about acting on the cravings to change and breach the obsessive system. This gives you room to relax, breathe, and create a better life. And if you do it often, then you also learn to control your emotions. During a dopamine detox, a person tries to avoid dopamine triggers for a specified period of time, anywhere from several minutes to days. Ideally, by the end of the dopamine detox, a person feels more confident, focused, balanced, and less affected by their usual dopamine arousal. There are ways in which you can basically trick your brain to enjoy doing hard things. Now, it's very important to know that doing something hard and building a habit are two different things. Now, these ways will generate a huge amount of motivation for you so that you can take action. In order to be consistent, you have to turn this action into your habit. Stop using social media once a week. According to a study, when you get a social media notification, your brain sends a chemical messenger, dopamine, along a reward pathway, which makes you feel so good. Dopamine is associated with everything like food, drinking, exercising, love, drugs, and now even with social media. Internet users are psychologically addicted, and they cannot control their time using it. Using too much social media alters your brain chemistry. Therefore, you have to stop using social media once a week. You can put your phone in a locker and turn it off. I know that it is very difficult to do this, and there are some benefits of using social media, like connecting with family or friends. But the problem is that we are unaware of the negative effects that come with the platform, and cutting it out entirely is not an option, but we can limit it. You can apply this in two ways. One is to make up your mind not to use social media. No phone usage at all, no TV, and no internet. In short, remove all sources of external pressure from your day. Now, the things you should do instead are take a walk, meditate, and eat a healthy meal. You are going to starve yourself of all the things you find exciting, and in turn, it will make the less exciting stuff fun again. The second way is picking up one day of the week and refraining from one of your high dopamine behaviors. For instance, if you choose Saturday, then you have to make up your mind that you don't have to use social media on Saturday. The easiest way to do this is to delete all social media applications from your phone. Create small goals. If you chunk your difficult tasks into small ones so it will be easy for you to handle these tasks, micro goals represent a useful tool because they create small successes that will, in the long term, create big ones. If you complete your micro goals, it will motivate you a lot, and you would definitely like to do more. You should remember one important thing here. You should not forget to reward yourself for every progress. When it comes to studying or doing something for your job, you can slice your task into smaller ones so that big deadline will not pressure you that much. For instance, you can work consistently for 2 hours without even touching your mobile. And then you can reward yourself by ordering your favorite pizza. Work out. Working out is another great tool that helps with learning to enjoy the hard things. It seems that only 20 minutes of aerobic exercise can help you get the motivation you need to do the hard stuff because your dopamine levels are regulated. Sleep enough hours. Maybe one of the most important aspects to keep in mind is to provide your body with enough hours of sleep. When you don't get enough sleep at night, you might experience really low dopamine levels during the day, which is when you need them the most. As a consequence, you will feel less motivated to do your work. Associate a hard task with something that you enjoy. Another way to trick your brain is associating a hard task with something you really enjoy. And this trick has also been discussed in the famous book Atomic Habits, which clearly suggests that you can be more productive by doing something you love. For instance, you can watch your movie on Netflix while cycling your stationary bike. Tell yourself that you can only watch your favorite show during the week while doing a workout. Following this trick will give you a strong purpose to work out. Keep tracking your progress and spike your dopamine. Tracking your progress is one of the great ways when you are trying to trick your brain or motivate yourself. When you are capable of measuring your success, it will be much easier for you to improve your performance. A recent study has shown that each time you place X on your calendar to mark something off, your brain releases dopamine. This will help you crave more, and therefore you will likely complete other tasks too. Once you understand that you have tools, you need to guide your dopamine levels so that they work for you and not against you. It all starts to make sense. Well, that's all for today's video, and thank you for watching it. Don't forget to share your thoughts with us in the comments section below. And while you're here, click to watch one of these two videos appearing on your screen right now. I will see you there. Take care and stay tuned.